Good afternoon, everyone. This is Leonard Smith from Sense Memory, and I'm having a little bit of champagne to celebrate the end of spring. And I've been away for a couple of weeks. I'm just taking a little break, but my friend Michal Gizinski and teacher was such a hit in that review that he did of Ubigant's Fougère Royale that here's another little present from me to you with the wonderful Michal Gizinski. So please enjoy. Cheers.
I'm Michal Gizinski, here with my friends Hilary and Michael. I work in many places, but I work with one thing usually, which is perfume. Perfume as an art, perfume as an object, and perfume as variety of scents, colognes, eau de toilette, etc. I'm based in San Francisco. I worked here, I worked in New York, in France, in Poland. I talked to many people. I wrote about perfumes, but my passion is actually to talk to people live about this, train people about the perfume. I find it as fascinating now as I found it many years ago. Many years ago.
How did you get started in perfume?
I started with Pafum when I was really young, for a moment, when I lived in France, and it was a encounter with somebody who worked for Christian Dior, and I loved scents of Dior then. It ended. I had my interest in perfumes always since I was a kid. I flew back and forth between Warsaw, where I was born, and San Francisco, where I lived at the end of 1990s. And in the year 2000, complete accident, a Polish friend of mine who lives in the Bay Area asked me if I would be interested to work for Boucheron. And Boucheron, it happened to be at that time that it was one of my absolutely favorite perfumes for men. However, it's interesting, now I remember something about Boucheron. For many years I thought, and perhaps I think the same way today, that the original Boucheron for women is one of the most beautiful creations in the world of scent ever. The original classic Boucheron. I started working for Boucheron in San Francisco. I met Terry Santucci, a lady who is actually responsible for hiring me, and she became sort of my American mom for many years. She was amazing. She unfortunately retired from that business, but I followed her later into the world of Cartier, and at the same time I was studying, I was investigating, there was never enough for me of perfume. I worked for many companies in this country, representing them and speaking for them. Very early on, at one of the venues, I believe in San Francisco, I met Anne Cafasso. And Annie, as is called, and known to everyone here, represents and is a vice president of Ubigon. At that time it was only Ubigon. It was quelques fleurs, it was quelques violettes, it was quelques roses, it was Duc de Vervins. But of course we know what Ubigon created before. And there were many hundreds of phenomenal fragrances that that beautiful house of perfume did. I started working for her, and it sort of exploded into many different directions through Houbigant and then through l'Artisan Parfumeur, my meeting with Gregory, with Hilary, the world of the most beautiful perfumes that I forgot that existed, and I was able not only to explore it but really study it and talk about them on everyday basis. Then it was Penhaligon, of course, but many others. Every perfume has its story, and every one has its particular beauty. That's for sure. But it happens that for many years I'm affiliated with this one house now, the house of Houbigant. But it's not bad, you know. It's a pretty amazing house of
It
perfume.
is amazing. It's a wonderful house.
Wonderful.
And that's how it started. That's how it continued. It never ends, like the world of perfume never ends, because there's so much that we can discover in it, and rediscover it, and go back to. And that's how I treat perfume. That's another subject, but that's where I am now. So I've learned a lot throughout the years in the world of perfume, and of course there is a question: where am I going in that world? And I think I have clearer, let's say, that idea. What I love about perfume most than anything else is the contact with other person, with whom I can express that feeling. Perfume is an art, period. It is, of course, it's a product to sell, and I think it's a good example that the houses that I worked for achieved pretty good financial rewards as a result of what? Not of selling it, but of presenting that in a way that somebody not only appreciates the value and the beauty of a product, but wants to know his or her own history with it, around that perfume. You see, everybody identifies with one particular scent, but very few people know about this. This is what is absolutely amazing for me, that I can talk to a person, and after 5 minutes talking about any particular scent, we know each other well enough to go into a completely different territory. Now, scent stays forever. We will remember today, I assume, probably as a day when I smelled white lilac that Hilary brought. This is the memory that is so important. We talk about fashion very often in this world. We talk about music, we talk about painting and sculpture. There is, of course, a difference exists between those subjects, but it is a very high art of a memorable, beautiful, honest perfume that stays forever. We talk about Chanel No. 5 for how many years? We talk about Bal à Versailles, we talk about Kouros, and we talk daily about many good contemporary fragrances that are being made. What I would like to do is I would like to talk to more people on a larger scale about what the perfume really is, what's behind it, and to make people realize that it can truly change their lives. It does. It did mine. It did many people that I know and that I encounter every day. That's one thing. The other one is more of an educational part of working with perfumes, but it's necessary. You see, many people with whom I worked, I travel a lot for in the world of perfume, and in my travels I encounter people who tell me they would love to be educated more, because that gives them completely different ideas about later how to sell the product, which is very important. For them, the selling part is extremely important. It gives me a pleasure to share the information that I have. And remember, then they sort of put it through their own personalities, through the knowledge of their own customers or people that they know, and the magic of a selling of a perfume happens. So that is sort of a beautiful circle that comes together. And my idea is to bring that to people that did not have a chance yet, excuse me, to explore at all either the perfumes of a very high quality, of the houses that are rare, niche, or forgotten in this country. And once again, let me point it out that working for Houbigant taught me how beautiful and important humility is in the world of perfume. To learn that from the very, very simple bouquet you can create a legend. And that is quite amazing. And we can talk a lot about particular fragrances, but one thing put together: perfume as an art, definitely as an art, perfume as a product of sale, but at the same time as a product, as almost of an offering, because you're offering somebody a history, a piece of history, of something that will be never forgotten and that will be part of that particular person forever.